And these two people will make me run for zone 4.
When it comes to
charges. Honestly, but I will come do that. Leave us alone. Who did that for carry Gara with educated? Why? We can't do that. It can't happen this way. We cannot progress. No. Not accept.
Wasu na barci an jan kwaso su kawai haka kawai. Ba ka san shi? Ko shi yana son da obi.
shi ne da taba zuwa.
Kai sai mu ga.
The man look like
that video I watch so now blind this last one a blind man in claims him be that boy will stand now it became be that the man not be blind man he just the fake because you know say if you beg people money for Nigeria with some kind of condition they will give you money and with that thing you feel blow because everybody want blow for Nigeria the people they make sure they catch all these people, all these beggars, all these night workers and all these corporate beggars and blind, all those people they sell things for road good they are all different but people they catch all those destitutes now they're under welfare department. The acting director and there for studio with us today, Dr. SANI AMAR. Doctor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ekanem.
When I see that blind man picture, when I see the video, so I couldn't say, why you go hold blind man? Then later I come discover, say, na fake blind man.
Yes.
When you see that man like that, how you feel? How you feel? What thing cross your mind?
You know, the time we met him during our patrol, since the man knew about us, the man run fast his escort. The speed and avoiding vehicles, jumping
blind man.
Yes, jumping photo, even this pavement, jumping it, avoiding accidents.
Blind man.
Yes, so people were laughing around him for what is going on. A blind man, the person that we have seen, somebody escorting him with a stick. How comes he run past his escort? We just laugh because we have been coming across such people for long. There are some lady that we came some time back that pretending to be equally blind. There's one young lady, we arrested her among the commercial sex workers some times back. So later on she went and gave some children of her, either neighbors or don't know their relation anyway. She pretend she's a beggar. She hold one on the back, one at the front, pretending to be a beggar. So this lady never knew that we do also arrest beggars. She was thinking we are only limited to these emotional caregivers at night. Unfortunately for her, we evacuated her among them. She was surprised to her even to notice that we are the same people. And we arrested quite a number of people with fake, twins, triplets, quite a number of them.
Oh, and they did arrange that one?
Yes, they will get some other mothers, breastfeeding mothers, the children that look almost a similar age grade. They will carry about 3 or so, and then they get a small girl escort who will hold umbrella for them. They will go to one of any of the bridges in the city where there is heavy human traffic passing by. They will just lay them down by the roadside. These are some beggars.
These all are beggars now.
Yeah, they are beggars.
Like those kind of beggars now. If you see them for road, you now carry them, go keep somewhere, or they arrest them.
What we do for them is, when we apprehend them from the city street, since begging is one of the activity that defends the beauty of the city, at the same time, due to its ugly nature, it is affecting the children involved. You get it?
Yes.
It kills their mindset not to look for education or any skills for life sustenance. This is one of the dangers of it. And most of the children that are being used for begging, they are the same children that turn to be the time bomb in a later time. They are these street boys that you see at the road junctions. When the lights stop you, one of them or two come on the other side, driver, this is what is happening. Before you know it, they will steal some of your blanket from your car. This is a typical juvenile case.
So now this
you can see some of them as we paraded, and we are thankful to the support by the Nigerian police, Fct Police Command in particular. Almost every division in the city is coming to our aid on that.
So that the liaison with the commissioner.
Yes, the present Deputy Commissioner of Operation, when he was area commander, we work closely quite a number of times. Now he joined us with the present area commander and almost all the area commanders around the city and the division police officers too.
Before I'll let you go, now we'll talk about something very important, this mental health.
Thank you.
Of recent, we hear one woman train come crush her vehicle. Some people say say she forgets, say train they come, some say accident. Different story they come on. Well, you get to that way they call mental health. I don't know. You know, so you get that down at the department.
Yes.
This season now, what you need to tell Nigerians about mental
Thank you. Honestly, what I would tell my fellow Nigerians, that they should understand the downfall of a man is not the end of his life. Nothing is forever. Problems are bound to happen as far as you are alive and breathing. Therefore, problems are just like drugs. They expire with time. Remember when you are in primary school, what you are thinking how to pass common interest and get admission into. And at a particular point in time, it then become a history. The next is getting admission to secondary school. Next is how you pass your, GCE, WAEC, and get the required, credit for you to move to, further your education to higher institutions. And then next is getting the degree, graduating. I don't have any carryover. The next is what? Service. Next is what? Marriage, employment, name it. If you look at this, there are some problems at a particular point in time, and that expires with time. So nothing is forever. The incident you have seen on that train car fatal accident, there are so many questions that need an answer. That's why I'm expecting the Nigerian police to use their experience to investigate deep down. There is more to it. In the recent time, we have been coming across cases of attempted suicide. Do you understand? Some people attempted suicide, some even succeeded in committing the suicide. That's the case of a girl, of just underage girl of around 14 years that committed suicide.
Isn't that one they think? 14 years.
The problem is here. Her parents didn't have their time. The father and the mother, they are working class. They leave house early and close very late. They have less or no time for their children. Suddenly this little girl, one of their uncles, who is based in Europe, came for a holiday. He stayed with them in the house. In the absence of the parents, he is their companion. And this girl is at that challenging period of adolescence. 14 years, 16, 17, 18 years, that period, that puberty period, or I can say adolescent period, is challenging. That's the time the parents need to be closer to their children.
Okay.
That's the time the parents need to make friends with their children. No high-handedness. What you want your child to be is the kind of example you show the child. The love and affection with the child, it will guide the child for his later life. It will support or destroy the child's mental or socio-emotional health.
Of the child.
Yes, of the child, exactly. Because when the girl, after the uncle left, for a short time she missed the uncle and has no one to fall back to complain to. Her parent didn't have her time. She now wrote a short note that no one understands her own feelings and the problem except her uncle. And she is now missing him. She can't even reach him and run around. She decided to end her life.
Which guarantee with that one?
Thank you. That's why I said the parents need to be closer to their children.
But another thing now, this season of Christmas now, we Christians, we celebrate the birth of Christ this season. And most times, some parents, they expect so much from their children. Now.
How?
Yes. If you go Christmas now, if you not be motto, if you not take time, your mom say, what's happen? You know they also for Abuja. Maybe the same Abuja where Chuka day you day. You understand? What do you advise to parents? Because they give police too much work to do.
Honestly, absolutely right.
What will be your advice to parents? Because you do welfare department.
Yes.
When I get many things.
Well, let me speak as a typical social worker of the FCT. Everything we does is within the boundaries of the FCT. But the advice goes beyond. FCT administration, in all honesty, is worried about all this crime, including this suicide mission and other social vices, which is leading to ritual, killing for rituals. At the same time, smaller children being defiled for one thing or the other. You understand? All in the name of what? Finding to make money in order to please the parents, please the loved ones, and so on and so forth. To show your peers that you don't arrive. That, SANI don't go, so you don't go Abuja, so you come back. So why not to me now? Haba, what you did there? You see, people should understand in life, just like our fingers, we don't have anything the same thing. Just like the guy saying that life, there are different kind of questions in different question papers for different individuals. Yours is not the same thing as mine. Mine is not the same thing as yours. What will be good for you may not be good, may be poisonous to me, even dangerous to me. Therefore, they should encourage their loved ones, their children, their wards, their uncles, brothers, daughters, nieces, name them, to please try and do things within the limited of legitimacy, what their effort can paint for them. Not to bench into anything crime. Because such kind of over expectation, it just is pushing our youth to bench into crime. any sort.
Advices.
Yes, including this Yahoo that becomes something else is because of over expectation on the side of either the parents and other relations. So you really want to belong to those that have arrived, so-called achieve, some in a criminal way. So it make others to equally bench into different kind of criminalities.
Doctor, you know, say una like this, una they work like police. But if you listen to them now, police PPRO there outside, make sure you tell us how we fit to secure ourselves for this season, and we will display number where they will take anybody will fit call police officer for their command about anything they have for FCT. FCT need to be safe because FCT get border with Niger, get border with different states around. If anything happen to FCT, you go enter other
states.
And when they try to safe, when they reduce the beggars, when they go other states. So God will bless you.
One of them are criminals. Yes, there are some of them that we have, especially among those who pretend to be mentally challenged. There are so many criminals among them. They pretend to be mentally challenged, but in all honesty, they are typical criminals. And those vagabonds sleeping under the bridges, pretending to be homeless, many of them are criminals. They rest a certain period and later on manifest into another thing.
Which special package Fct Welfare Department gets for the less privileged people? If I get anything like that.
Well, yeah, there is a lot.
Okay.
Thank you. FCT administration, headed by these our gentle and magnanimous, generous leaders, Muhammad Musa Bello, uncompromising minister, the mother of mothers, generous, humble, down to earth, Dr. Amatu Tijani Ali, and there's a mother who is equally a mother under another mother of the Social Development Secretariat, Hajia Hadiza Muhammad Kabir. You know, I know recently people have witnessed some of little activities of her achievement.
1 year in office.
Yes, when they're in office, and you have seen the tremendous, you know, achievement recorded. In fact, at this stage, on behalf of the FCT administration and Social Development Secretariat, I have to recognize two institutions. They are all NGOs, Reggie and Harry Foundation. This is an NGO that we use to penetrate into slums of these emotional caregivers. Before you call them prostitute or whatever name you call it, which is absolutely wrong, we turn it to be emotional caregivers. This NGO, since they are purely non-governmental organization, we utilize them to penetrate into the slums of these our ladies.
Oh, now if you enter.
Yes, you will not enter in the sense because they've seen us, we are government. Since we are apprehending on the street to give them counsel and what have you, yet they don't look at it as anything. But when they see us from the beginning, they're wrong. They don't cooperate with us. So we use Reggie and Harry Foundation and reach out to them. And quite a number of them embrace this entrepreneurship, skill acquisition, tailoring, different kind of trades, and they repent from that ugly trade of emotional caregiving.
So they don't reduce now.
Honestly.
Okay.
And then they now tend to be our ambassador. Then the second one is an Ekanem Education Foundation. Just last week, they have finished the GCE of interested emotional caregivers and children of indigent families who cannot afford to pay for school fees of GC. They finished writing their November, December 2022 exam successfully, organized by FCTA.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
And then
they need to do pass down.
Yes, there are quite a number of almajiris that were trained instead of them to hold a place by the roadside begging for what to. They now have a trade. They are, you know, they learned with their pending for themselves.
I see chairs for our department.
Exactly.
I'm saying Nigerians don't do it.
Yes, including shoes and what have you.
A very good one with that.
So this is the same package that we have on and in the subsequent, you know, in the incoming year for all the vulnerables. We have a lot, including social, mental health counseling, which we will search for more support, sponsorship especially from this same television stations and other popular radio stations, including British Family, so that we'll be on board to help our fellow FCT residents to appreciate the importance of mental health and social counseling, whereby every family is expected to have a social counselor, because in every family there are so many social cases that even the wife is approached to tell her husband so that he will not call her name.
Doctor,
or the other way around.
Doctor, when they go so now, a long talk with that. This one they talk a long time.
No, the
let you go so that people will go come. And
thank you very
much. Police now, police and we work with time. You understand?
We equally work with time. I always round the clock, just like them too.
You don't do your own mission, you go more.
And I'm going on another mission right now.
No.
Of course.
Now I will catch them again. That's people like Dr. SANI, AMAR, the senior acting director for social department secretariat here for FCT. I don't in charge of welfare. And then they catch and Nigeria and people they beg for streets. And then when Abuja they clean according to the master plan. And I be that. And we pray, may God help them so that next year they will deliver more to make Abuja